On this episode of Bombs Away, we tell you how our song He's a Bad Bad Man is getting us in some new bad situations, about how a record that we panic bought a decade ago is becoming the hot new collectible of the season, and how at least in a Buick Enclave, overthinking is in and making decisions is out.
Yeah, it's the June 2025 episode of Bombs Away.
It's July.
It's July?
It's July.
What happened in June?
Well, let's find out. On the last episode, Bombs Away, we announced that you had helped us get to 1,000 streams on Spotify, meaning that we were going to produce a music video for He's a Bad Bad Man. And we did! We went down to Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and in the most run-and-gun, insane video shoot that I think I've ever been a part of, we made it happen. Mm-hmm. But in addition to this, because of all your hard work, Kitty, this happened. This was sent to me before we started filming. I printed it out for you.
What?
Look what I got here. Look what we got here. 100
Spotify! 100 followers!
100 followers!
This is my favorite part. It says, you did it, period. Mm-hmm. You just hit 100 followers on Spotify, period. Not even an exclamation point.
It's tough because, like, it's this.
Fantastic!
Is that, like, it seems like a low number, but it's actually high, and we're, like, psyched about it, but also we received our first payout from Spotify, and it was $5.37 for 1,278 streams of it. So I'm always torn. But regardless, if you don't follow us on these things, please do. We'll keep doing stuff. But let's talk about the course here that we want to. The music video shot in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. We did it with Jeremiah Plunkett, the NWA Mid-America champion. And we're going to say this at this point, using wrestling lingo. Yeah. This is a shoot. Jeremiah is our favorite wrestler. We've seen him in person. Down. It's been amazing. And you either like people a lot more when you work with them or you like them a lot less. True. And we learned, well, we really like Jeremiah. I think we became friends.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Not just work acquaintances.
Well, get the experience. I think we were work acquaintances. Right? But you can't go through all this and work with somebody and plan and get something together without this. So let's go like we went on family vacation. Kitty, you put together a slideshow?
I did?
Okay, yeah. Slideshow here.
Okay, I'll slideshow.
Okay, slideshow me.
If it'll wake up. Oh God, the computer.
Compelling television right
wow.
here.
Oh, there it goes.
Oh, here we
start
are.
Hitting buttons.
Okay, so this next one here. Oh no, I want this one.
I'm in charge of the computer now.
What kind of computer is this thing here? All right, this first one here. So we choreographed an entire alley fight sequence. That was awesome. This is a lead up where we're tracking them. And so this is a crazy alley in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. It's Jeremiah here, the bad, bad man. And you can't see it. He had an awesome Tennessee belt buckle and this great like briefcase. In the background, that's Frank Wyatt, who, former like 0-1 champion, and Chris Norte, who's a great wrestler and now a referee who reffed the match that we played Jeremiah to the ring on Sunday. And this is awesome, this fight sequence. And my favorite part of it is we were fighting it out there and some guy was coming up behind us and like mimicking it with us. And he's like, hey, do you guys want a bath or a bat? And we couldn't tell.
We are not sure what he said.
He offered us either a bat or a bath. And we don't know if it was a bat or like a bat. Right? I don't know. And what was wild is like we were putting on this kind of complicated fight sequence in an alley. So across the street there were like people watching. There was like a crowd gathering and we're like, we got to get this take like now. So it's wild. Next slide.
Next slide.
Beep. See, it's like we were in school. So this next one is Jeremiah checking a look in the trunk. He's on a mission. Like the whole thing is like a story with what he's up to here. It's shot in that kind of like New Hollywood sort of style here.
Kind of a spy thing.
And this pays a beep. All right.
That's me making a scary face.
That's you with the rose. Next, please.
Next. Beep. That's me with a globe.
Why are there so many of you alone?
Well,
am I in any of these things? Here we go. Look at us. This is our performance part of this too. We're performing, and we got the cool sequin curtain that we built, and the stage and everything that's on there. And if you take a look at us, we're bad ourselves in like leather, looking all tough, and looking like got right hand and left hand with like the gloves on, like the music machine.
We were channeling the music machine.
We're going for this look a little bit with stuff.
That's it.
Oh, we're rocking.
Oh no, there's one more.
Okay.
I don't know if you can see that.
So Jeremiah gets in a fight here in the elevator, and he wins because he's the bad, bad man. And we can kind of see everything. You can see the briefcase. And okay, so here's the fun thing about this briefcase as well. we decide in the pursuit of art,
Excellent.
he's going to be,
will.
by the way, he's carrying, this is legitimate behind the scenes stuff. He's carrying the Mid-America Championship in it the whole time.
Yes.
Right? It's got the weight, it's in there. Every time you see him carrying this in the video, Championship's legit in there. And not some replica, the actual NWA Mid-America Championship. We're walking around the streets of Murfreesboro with it and everything like that. And at the end, we decide, let's throw this thing off the bridge. And so
Naturally.
we attach a GoPro to it. Right? And it's a floating GoPro, so we're gonna, hopefully this works out. And we're like, we can get the briefcase back. So he flings it off this bridge, and like the GoPro comes separated from from the briefcase. And we can get the GoPro but not the briefcase, which is probably more important. So after we're all done, we decide that we're gonna go have a beer. And food, because we've forgotten to do that day because it's been 12 hours.
Yeah.
And so we're sitting there at Chili's where business gets done, right? And we have a couple beers and we're like, we need to get Jeremiah another briefcase. He needs this briefcase to carry the title in. So what did we do at the bar at Chili's?
Sitting at the
Murfreesboro,
bar,
Tennessee?
having had too many beers, we got on eBay and ordered another briefcase.
We did. The same exact one that we mailed to him as well.
We're weird.
And the whole thing was just a wild experience because, like, from the minute we started, we were shooting at a, like, really shady motel.
Oh, yeah.
And we show up at 9 a.m. with all this crazy stuff. We're like, here, Jeremiah, here's this pocket square. Here's the fake tooth.
Here's some blood. I mean, you know.
And so we get out, and we're doing it all in front of a liquor store at like 9 a.m. He's dressed like a 70s like Italian cinema hitman.
Yeah.
And we're walking around with this briefcase, and like everywhere we go, we're getting so much like people are like, "What's going on here?" And,
rightfully so.
So there's probably hundreds of hours of TikTok footage of like why we're doing this stuff. But this video is completely wild, and it's part of everything we've been doing with this. So many wild things have happened. By the way, radio count, we're up to 182 stations that have played or will be playing our song within the next couple weeks.
Wow. That is a lot.
21 countries.
21 countries?
All sorts of things. We're going to have some big radio rundown at some point where it's
I can't even name 21 countries.
All right. You need geography in your life. And then also we got to play him to the ring in Nashville. Live at the Brooklyn Roll, and we saw him work in person, and it was so great.
It was great. He's fabulous.
He's our favorite wrestler, and that's a legitimate sort of thing.
He's the best for a reason.
He's so good. And he played to the ring, and he came on stage, and there's footage of it where we're doing it, and you'll notice at some point, Kitty's like, he's a bad, because between our songs, between the first song and when we played him to the ring, mysteriously, kick drum pedal didn't work anymore.
Did not work. Just...
I got a hypothesis, Kitty.
Yeah, what's that?
Share it with the people.
Okay.
Beef did it.
Love it.
Beef was on stage and backstage a lot. We were talking to Beef, star of AEW and Ring of Honor. Right?
Shifty.
Yeah, all right, here's what I think happened. All right, I'm going to start this, right?
All right, what happened? What'd he do?
Guy from AEW.
Yeah.
Guy from the NWA.
Yeah.
Two up and...
Rivals.
Two companies that are... head-to-head competing here. Rivals. I like that. Why am I not going with it? Two rivals. Beef gets a call.
Yeah?
It's Tony Khan. Tony Khan said, you ain't losing to Jeremiah Plunkett here. I know he's the king of the territories, but don't bother coming back if you lose.
Okay.
Beef comes out on stage wearing all like black
disguise.
Mustache.
In a disguise.
Undoes the kick pedal.
Loosens the kick pedal.
Thinks it's going to throw off Jeremiah.
Yeah.
Thinks it's going to throw off the X-Bombers. It does not.
We're pros.
We're pros here.
We're pros.
Right? And oh my goodness, he got tenderized by our guy, Jeremiah. It went to a disqualification because Jeremiah decided he was done wrestling at that point.
That's right.
Wanted it to end with a big plume of smoke.
That's right.
Would kill to see the rematch. Actually, that was fantastic. But we're talking about the music video here, where we were down in Murfreesboro.
Yes.
And the biggest thing here is that like we're done with the first cut. But the hardest thing for us is like figuring out like promotion. That's the next stage. It's so fun to come up with the idea. It's like it's lightning when you're filming it and doing all this stuff.
It's the worst part of creation is the that
Promotion.
release mechanism. Yeah.
The song
promotion
Business
part.
Deal has a song, trade your music for promotion and learn to play the game, right? Like that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And so we're reaching out to you at this point. So we're in conversation with a couple of actually pretty major wrestling places about maybe doing something in that way with a release. We can't talk about it fully. There's a couple of pitches here, some interest. Some people have asked to see like cuts of it, but we want to know. You want to set up a music video release party for us so that we don't have to do anything but like show up and have drinks?
I don't know, just give me good ideas.
Do you want to be in charge of all advertising and marketing for this in exchange for, I don't know,
what do you want?
A t-shirt? That's what you get. You get a t-shirt. And I'll even screen up to 5XL on this one because that's what's available here. Any of these things, like we're open to anything promotionally related, right? You want to pitch it to all the music video stations, whatever this thing is. We just need like
you want to break into MTV HQ, sneak it into their servers, then I'm open to that.
I think so too. So let us know whatever the carrot is at the end of this thing too, and we'll get this done. But kind of regardless, be on the lookout for it in the next probably month. We'll give you updates on this thing. But if our slideshow doesn't convince you to do
I don't know what will.
I don't know what will. One of the things about the X-Bombers is that if we say we're going to do something, we plan out we're going to make it happen, kind of no matter what. We will walk across hot lava and glass to make it happen. And our second record, 5 Star Night, which came out 10 years ago, is proof of this.
10 years, my goodness.
Blew our minds that it's been 10 years since this vinyl LP came out, and it's our second one here. And it was the follow-up to our original, The Tightwire. It's our first LP, which was recorded all on 4-track, actually. So,
yes.
Yeah,
and this one was recorded on an 8-track. See, we suddenly found ourselves with double the amount of tracks we could use.
And so I had always had the thing as a producer that I was like, oh, you're too lo-fi, which I think just means underproduced. Like, it's just raw and immediate.
Yeah.
But on this, I'm like, we're going for it. It's RCA Studio A. And so if you listen to it, there's Hammond organ, Rhodes electric piano.
Oh, man.
There's an insane amount of percussion on it, like in every way possible.
Yeah, there's, I think, footsteps, and there's a flute, and
there is a flute.
God knows,
there's
I don't know.
There's an EBO.
We put lots of stuff.
I mic'd the strings of the electric bass, and it sounded like acoustic guitar. It's every dumb thing, and layers and layers of vocals. And it's beautiful, and it's interesting, but it's like so different than anything else that we've ever done, and probably will ever do. It's like, I was listening to a lot of Traffic. If that's going to give you any indication.
That's an indicator of this album.
So anyway,
10 years ago.
We were playing a place called Top of the Rock at a thing we were booking called Free Music Friday, which was really well loved, and we were playing it, and people were very excited to get this record. And we said, okay, we're going to put it out in May. And so it used to be that it would only take like 3 to 4 months to get a record pressed. And then everyone in the world, especially like major labels, decided, hey, people will pay $40 for records.
Yeah.
And basically they ended up swamping every pressing plant in the US. So it turned your 3 to 4 months into anything between like 6 to 9, and it was just brutal. So we had gotten our thing to the press in like November, and we're like, 7 months, that will be fine.
Plenty of time.
It was not. It was so unfine that we had gotten the jackets for it, right?
Before the actual records.
And we have a rule that we don't order the jackets until we get the records, because it is better to have a record with no jacket than
a jacket with no record.
Exactly, right? And so we've got it, and we're calling the pressing plant. I'll never forget, we were on tour, I want to say it was Ohio or Kentucky, and we're sitting in like a weird mall parking lot, and I'm calling the place, and I'm like, listen, can you do anything? And he's like, we're swamped, we can't have any of those things, we're well behind. I'm like, come on. And he's like, well, I can run you off these, like, they didn't have the labels yet either. I can run you off them with blank labels. And so we're like, all right, send them to us. So we had 100 of them. And so we had to hand stamp them. So they said Espionage Edition on them.
Yes.
Alliteration.
And they were just so that we had them for the record release. And then we had like a month of tour afterwards.
Right. And so we were hitting some of the places we were normally hitting, like Muncie and Louisville and all these places. And so we sold 50 that night. And then on the subsequent like 2 or 3 week tours afterwards, we were down to our last 20 copies. And then, of course, the actual pressing comes in, right? With the Cape Tone label on it and everything like that. It's in there. So we put them in a box.
Yes. We set them aside.
And we try to do inventory every year to make sure, hey, we've got these things going on.
Yeah.
You know, like how many do we have? And we realized about 2-3 years ago that we had these last 20. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, well, you can't do some special release for an 8-year anniversary.
Yeah, well, who cares?
And so 9, no. 10, we're like, all right.
Oh, 10, it's a round number.
And we almost forgot. So we would have had to wait for these things 20.
Oh, that's depressing.
That would have been rough.
Okay.
But what we decided to do is we decided to give this record some love. It's its 10th anniversary.
Yes.
And in order to do so, we are here to introduce the anniversary edition of 5-Star Night. 10-year anniversary.
Ooh, there's only 20 of them.
Only 20 of these in existence. This is brand new artwork on the cover.
It is.
Brand new artwork. Kitty did half of it by hand and then half of it in Photoshop, like this kind of like hybrid like we were doing at the time. We went method.
Method.
And the track listing and everything. The back is signed and hand numbered, which is exciting too. The labels, by the way, are all hand painted.
No two are exactly the same.
No two are exactly alike. Kitty, is the 7-inch in here as well?
It is.
Oh, cool.
It is in there.
Okay, it's in here.
Probably hard to get out, but
probably so. You get it out while I talk about this.
Okay.
By the way, this is the original lyric sheet / insert. This only came with maybe a couple of dozen copies of the original.
There you go.
And this is the 7-inch record that comes with it as well. It's the anti-single. You can see that it's hand painted as well. It's glittery. I don't know if that's coming through on the camera, but hope it is. But this whole pile. Right? Whole pile, everything with love, everything, nothing, no two alike.
No two alike.
Discographies would be sad without it. So it's only 20 of them in existence, by the way.
Yes, only 20.
Only 20. They're going to be $40.
$40?
$40.
What a steal.
And we're going to do a record re-release the weekend of July 11th and 12th. So Woodridge, Illinois at Skeleton Key Brewery.
Nice.
And then down in Springfield, Illinois at Bomb Brewing. So we're going to guarantee, the only 2 places in the world we're going to guarantee we have copies are going to be Skeleton Key Brewery, which we're going to make sure we have at least 5 for that.
Okay.
We're going to bring 10. We're going to bring 10, and that's what's going to be available there.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
Then we're going to bring at least 5
to Springfield?
Down to Springfield.
Okay.
And then on July 14th at noon, we're going to have at least 5 be available online for people because we have so many friends from around the United States.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure that they get a chance to get it as well.
Okay.
Right? Hand painted. New artwork. All sorts of stuff.
Insert 7-inch anti-single included. My God.
Oh, it's exciting. So remember, Skeleton Key Brewery on Friday the 11th.
Yes.
Springfield, Illinois, Bomb Brewing.
Yes.
Right? There as well on the 12th. Monday afternoon. It's there on the 14th. It's available. I don't know. It's one of those cool things. For some of you, we know that 5-Star Night is so linked to a special time in your life. We wanted to give it its special sort of setup here as well. We wanted to put some love into it.
Yeah.
It's been 10 years. I think it deserves the love, right?
Yeah.
So be on the lookout for some love. One of the best parts about being in a band is that you get to meet such cool people. People you'd never get to know or to meet. And that happens over the course of time because you get to collaborate with them. They change you, you change them. It's this positive, really cool thing. And so we're going to start a new segment here where it's Friends with Your Ex. Bombers, because friends with your ex, it's a thing. We usually do bomb stuff, but on this one we want to talk to you about our friends at Miskatonic Brewing in Darien, Illinois. We're bringing them up because we just played their 10-year anniversary.
Oh my, 10 years, huh?
Oh, we should
get it because
we should have had our stuff together.
Yeah.
Anyways, the point is that in 2020 we decided we were going to stop really kind of being a club band.
Yes.
And become more of like play all night sort of thing.
Yeah. And Miskatonic is one of the first places that took a chance on us.
Yeah.
Because we are kind of hard to describe sometimes.
Very. Yeah.
We're not a straight up cover band, which is really easy to say, oh yeah, we cover classic rock, whatever,
Yeah.
So Miskatonic is one of the very first places that was you guys are cool, come play.
We started with two hours down in Dry Ground.
That's true, Dry Ground.
And then
also.
right before the pandy, which is what we call the pandemic.
Yeah.
Like we played Buzz Bomb in a 3-hour.
That sounds right, yeah.
But I think one of the things is that like we didn't really have our set down. We were like basically trying to play 3 club sets, and it was like, if you listen to our records, like 5 Star, it's a lot of moody originals as well.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you know, you're having drinks, you want to have that energy, and we're all like, you know, merry-go-round it goes.
Yeah.
But Miskatonic, right? So we reached out, and they're just like, no, we love it. Come up here and play every month for the summer of 2021. And so Evan was the first one to say, like, yes, let's get you here as frequently as possible. Jess puts us on like all their cool events, like Oktoberfest and their anniversary, and it means a ton. And so cool things happen at Miskatonic. Mm-hmm. Like, so let's talk awesome memories. Like one is we were playing a cover of Freebird, which by the way, if you shout Freebird loudly enough at us and get enough people around you, we will play a pretty good version of Freebird. Mm-hmm. 2 guys took their shirts off and were waving it in the air like they were at a 1970s concert.
That was awesome.
That was awesome.
That was great. That was so fun. Wasn't that February? Wasn't that like a cold month?
Yeah, it's January, February.
Hilarious.
Snow billowing outside the barrel room we were playing there.
Oh, last December.
It was so good.
It was so beautiful. Just such a nice night. I loved that.
Kitty developed her ability to figure out what dogs' real names are.
My psychic ability.
Who was our favorite dog from last time?
That would be Pancake, of course.
Her owners say, her name's Layla.
No, it's Pancake.
But all these like funny, amazing moments, and one of them happened at this last time that we played there. And so we had so many tables filled with our friends that we've met there from throughout like multiple performances and stuff like this. It's like, it makes us so happy. We're just like, yay, we know you, and you've gone on this ride again. You're part of our orbit. And a little girl walks outside, and she's with her dad. She looks over at Kitty, and she's like, and you know, Kitty's rocking out. And so give me a approximation of the dance that she did.
Oh, you know how like babies just feel stuff? They're not self-conscious, so they just do this and they just like feel it. I love it.
You've got too much back and forth. The little baby dance is like...
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. Congratulations, you've just become a GIF. Just so you know.
No!
So she sees this and she's like, this is amazing. Apparently this girl goes inside, grabs chopsticks off somebody's table. This girl, by the way, is like maybe 3 years old.
Tiny.
Maybe 3 years old.
Tiny child.
They don't serve Chinese food at Miskatonic. Somebody had just brought it, and she had not asked and just grabbed the chopstick off the table and started drumming on everything.
How cute is that?
How adorable is that?
Come on.
Fun things happen at Miskatonic. Fun things happen with our friends when we're up to these sorts of things. I think that's the reason why we love doing this so much and love going places. We have a saying, so you go. You don't know how it's going to go, so you go. And so we're actually back at Miskatonic on Friday, September 12th. So let's find out if we can name some dogs.
Basically my birthday, so you should basically come out.
Right. Name some dogs, tap on some stuff with some Chinese food, make some memories with us. One of the most frequent questions we get asked is, who are our influences? What are we listening to? And we wanted to take that opportunity to kind of share with you some of the things that you might not have heard before, that you might like, that have impacted our music in one way or the other. And they're not going to be the most common, typical sorts of things. So these record recommendations that we're going through come from our deep love of music. Mm-hmm. We love a lot of music. A lot of weird stuff kind of touches you and imprints on you on this. We loved it so much we actually ran a record store for a few years called The Sound Bank in Tuscola, Illinois. So if you bought a record from there, that was us. Mm-hmm. Which is actually how we got this record that we're going to be talking about. The West Coast pop art experimental band from the 1960s. They were called the West Coast Velvet Underground, which got me through the door. We got this as part of a box that we bought from California. It was kind of sight unseen. We saw the first couple of records and we're like, man, those look like original pressings of stuff, or like a nice recent repress. And sure enough, this was on here. The song was called, what was it? If You Want This Love. I had heard it before on like a comp. It had reached number 198 on the Billboard charts, something we aspire to do one day. That's legitimate. And I put this thing on, and you know, I think the West Coast Velvet Underground isn't totally correct. It's like a very, very psychedelic Monkees bubblegum thing. It's the most beautifully produced record I've ever heard. Shifting Sands starts it off. It just brings you in with this like bass line and guitar part with like echo on it, and it just swells and you're like floating. It gets really weird with a song called Help, I'm a Rock. Help, I'm a rock.
You know what I love most about this band and this record?
What's that?
Is that this is such a perfect example of how you can do absurdity very seriously.
Sincere absurdity.
I love it. It's, I mean, I feel that way a little bit,
Yeah.
you know, as a person, like, we're jokey, we joke around, we have fun. But we also take what we do very seriously,
Yeah.
and we write seriously. This band is like that, where there's a sense of humor, but such a deep artistry with what they're doing.
Yep.
Love it.
Absolutely. And so we were listening to this heavily when we were mixing New Love Is Easy.
Yeah, yeah.
So you can hear this one and their follow-up, which is Volume 2. And so if you listen to like a lot of the sound textures, the beautiful thing about this record is songwriting's great. That's
Yeah.
beyond reproach. But it's the production on this thing. So like Jimmy Bowen was the main producer. I think Bob Markley was the money man on it. So he gets listed as like the
What a
producer on a lot
great
of this.
title, Money Man.
Do you want to be Money Man?
I'd love that. I would love to just be called Money Man.
I'll call you Money Man.
Okay.
Okay. So one of the things that's beautiful about it is that it's always grabbing your ear. It's always like tilting your head and saying like, look over here sonically. Look over here sonically. And that was one of the challenges with our New Love Is Easy record is we said, no more crazy overdubs all the time. Let's have things come up, come down, bring them around.
Yeah.
We made a 6-foot big tape loop because it's doing that. And I think one of the biggest things that you can hear is that like in the arena, how they started is how we start our it's called Lose Control, Take Control. If you hear it, it sounds like it's coming through like these like old speakers and all sorts of stuff. So we ended up mixing it a whole lot like the West Coast pop art experimental band.
You know what I just realized too by looking at this?
The artwork too.
I didn't even realize it
Yeah.
at the time, but I think subconsciously this permeated into
yeah.
my brain.
Oh, it's the best.
Because then that's when I started hand doing all the lettering and stuff, was on New Love. Boom, here it is.
That was the first time we started painting in color, and it's because of these. You know, we have no skin in this game. We don't own this thing.
Yeah.
Listen to it wherever. Obviously, the vinyl version is a beautiful one of it, but
It's the best.
however you want to listen to this record, it's wonderful.
Highly recommend.
If you do, let us know what you think. So we just filmed this long, elaborate section about like business plans and things we're thinking about as a band. We talked about it, and we got to the end, and we didn't like it, so we had a meltdown on the floor about it. Decided that this whiteboard is stupid,
Threw it out.
and decided what rules?
What?
Live music. On Saturday, July 5th, we return to Alpha Brewing in St. Louis, Missouri, one of our favorite places, and it's our only St. Louis show of the year. It's an early one, there's no cover, music happens 4 to 7, then we can hang out and eat fries and have a beer. And then on Friday, July 11th, we are in Woodridge, Illinois, returning to our favorite Skeleton Key Brewery. This place is absolute magic and is part of our 5-star night 10-year anniversary re-release. There's no cover and music 7:30 to 10:30. On Saturday, July 12th, we return to Bomb Brewing in Springfield, Illinois. As you know, this is one of our all-time favorite places to play. Those things get wild, and we plan on making it wild that night. This is part of the 5-star night anniversary release weekend. We're going to make sure that we have 5 copies edited as well. No cover, music 7 to 10. On July 19th, which is Saturday, we're playing our only Normal, Illinois show of the year at the Make Music Normal Festival, a huge downtown event in Uptown Normal. So excited to be part of this. We're on at 8 to 8:45 on the WGLT stage. Excited about this one. There's so many good bands on it. Go to Normal, catch us, it's the only time. On Friday, July 25th, we return to Reserve Artisan Ales in Galesburg, Illinois, to make music and try to convince Blake and Lindsay to give us more Oh Wow beer. These things get fun. They recently redid their patio with a bunch of stained glass. It's awesome. Music 6 to 9, one of our favorite places. On Saturday, July 26th, we return to Phase 3 Brewing in Lake Zurich, Illinois. Very cool place. We play the Barrel Room. Great place to hang out. Early show, music 5 to 8. And then on Friday, August 1st, we're in Macomb, Illinois at our favorite wine cellars. That's right, the wine cellar is one of the most fun places that we play. The best happy hour in the world. No cover music, 5:30 to 7:30, and then we're going to hang out afterwards because that's what we do at the wine cellars. On Saturday, August 2nd, we return to Buffalo Creek Brewing in Long Grove, Illinois to play their Beer Rock Fest. Oh my goodness, this is the biggest day of bands in the north suburbs. We play 5 to 6. There's so many great Chicago punk rock bands. It's all for a really good cause. More details soon on this thing, but we're very excited. If you're in the north burbs, make sure you're joining us for this one. On Sunday, August 3rd, we're in Mount Horeb, Wisconsin at Brick Cider. It's a Sunday matinee show at this farm-to-table kitchen and cidery. Great menu and great place to see us. No cover music, 3 to 5. On Friday, August 8th, we're in Dixon, Illinois at Val's Place. So excited to be here on a hot summer night. We just kind of felt it when we were playing there the last time. So we're going to be there, music 8 p.m. Always a fun time at Val's. Love the place, everything about it. And on August 9th, which is Saturday, we return to Bubblehouse Brewing in Lisle, Illinois. Very excited about this one. Great place to catch our set. Last time was just magic in Lisle. Join us there, music 6 to 9, no cover.